Hello and welcome to Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I'm your host, Rebecca Benton. North Carolina Cooperative Extension is located in all 100 counties and the koala boundaries. We are comprised of two land-grant universities, NC State University and NC A&T State University. We conduct groundbreaking research to bring it to you, our communities. And today, I have with me Dr. Dalton Dockery. Dalton, thank you for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Yes, can you tell me just a little bit about yourself?
Okay. You know me.
I do, for
we
many
worked
years.
together for many years. I'm a product of Columbus County, raised here, former extension director, ag agent here for the county for many years. So just glad to be back and glad to have this opportunity to be back on the show again.
Absolutely, and we're happy to have you. So you talked about those many years that you've had. So how did you get started in North Carolina Cooperative Extension?
It actually started with my grandfather. Back during that time we were farming and we used extension quite a bit. And then coming through high school, I was in the FFA and I wanted to stay tied to agriculture. So I looked at all the different career paths. And back then they had a person named Haywood McCoy who was the commercial horticulture agent. And I actually shadowed him. They had a shadow program through the schools. And from there I decided, hey, I wanted to be an extension agent, and the rest is history, pretty much.
Oh, wow. That is. Well, tell me, as an agent, because you started with Mr. McCoy doing the shadowing, and then you got a job being an extension agent. What is one of your most memorable experiences being an extension agent?
My most memorable experience would probably be going out to visit a homeowner. And basically, this particular homeowner, she's still living now. She's probably in her 90s. We're having issues with her rose bushes, and she would call me religiously every single year to go out there and prune her rose bushes, make sure they were living, and making sure there were no diseases there. And it didn't matter, you know, if I had something else to do. When she called, she wanted me to go out there and look at these roses. But I enjoyed it, and we sort of grew together. Like I said, she's probably in her 90s now. But that relationship with that particular client started well over 20 years ago. So we're still friends. She still calls me even though I don't work here per se in Columbus anymore.
That is true. So do you have any advice for anybody that would be interested in a career in extension?
Yeah, first of all, you have to have a love for people, right? We are a people organization. So that would be first and foremost. And then sometimes we do ask you to have a specific degree in a specific area, depending on what you want to do. Obviously, if you want to be an agricultural agent, you need to have some type of degree in agriculture. And if you want to be an FCS agent, which is a family consumer science agent, you need to have probably a degree in nutrition or something related to that. And 4-H agent could be roughly any degree, as long as it's a bachelor's degree. So, but yeah, I would look at what your interests are, and if you're a people person, if you love agriculture, if you love working with people, in terms of nutrition, yeah, please consider extension. The opportunities are wide open right now. We're hiring, so yeah.
That is true. All over the state,
all over the state of North Carolina.
That is great. Well, when you were a Columbus County Extension Director, can you tell me a little bit about your challenges and some of the rewards of being that?
Well, as an Extension Director, well, let me back up. As an agent, you're really looking at your program and what you're doing, right? As an Extension Director, you're responsible for others' programs, and you're technically an administrator. So my job at that particular time for over 13 years was making sure that our programs were meeting the needs of the citizens of Columbus County. I think I really enjoyed that, having to see or working with agents and PAs on their programs and seeing how they were changing the lives of the citizens in Columbus County was a beautiful thing. I think as far as me being a director, the one thing I missed in terms of even when I was an agent was that connection, because as a director you still had the connection, but it wasn't as a deep a connection as it was with your clientele when you were an agent. So there were that aspect of it I missed from being a CD, having an aspect of being an agent. But being a county extension director was still fun because I still got to deal with the programs and the agents and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been working for North Carolina Cooperative Extension?
You want to guess?
I know I've been here for 20 years, so you've had to be here at least 26, 27?
28 years.
28.
It's hard to believe. When I first came on the scene as an extension agent, I was the baby in the staff, on the staff at that time.
And I took that away from you.
Yeah, and literally, and since then, all of the employees that were at Columbus County Cooperative Extension have retired. Some are deceased, unfortunately, but I enjoyed being the baby because they got all the special treatment, right? But yeah, it's been a long ride, 28 years. Enjoyed every minute, still enjoying it, even though I'm doing something different now. So, but yeah,
Well,
it goes by fast.
It really does. It really does.
does.
But talk about so you've been here 28 years, plus you did the work with Mr. McCoy as well. So you could probably testify for at least 30 years.
Yeah, if you
of
accomplish
what went through
everything
on.
I did, including the shadowing, yeah, it'd be well over 30 years, because I did teach school for a little bit too. A lot of people don't realize that. So yeah, I've been in this game, as they say, for quite a long time. I'm a lot older than what I look, Rebecca.
Exactly. So with saying that you've been here for that time of period,
Right.
what are some changes you've seen that has happened from in the past to now?
I would say the biggest change that I've seen definitely is the technology age and bringing in all the technology. We're just talking about how the set has changed. When I was doing some of this, it was not even set up this way. Just to see how much technology has become part of our daily lives and the jobs that we do has just been simply amazing. When I was an agent, I had to call a farmer, I could go visit a farmer, whatever. But now they text. Now, we can take a picture of something, send it to NC State University, and get an answer and respond to that client probably less than 24 hours. Whereas 30 years ago, it'd take you 2 or 3 days if you had an issue, especially dealing in agriculture, before you could reach out to the farmer and let them know this is what the problem is and this is how you solved it. So just to see those changes, the advancement of technology has been simply amazing in my lifetime.
It has been. Now your new role as Southeast Director, tell me exactly what that is. What do you do now?
It's a little bit different, okay? As I said earlier, as an agent, you're basically dealing with your program. As a CED, you're responsible for all of the programs in that particular office. In this case, it was Columbus County. As a district director, now you're responsible for 18 counties. And basically, in the position I'm in now, I have to make sure that the district is obviously functioning at a high level, that we are meeting our clientele needs. And I serve basically as what we call a middle manager between all of these counties and the University of NC State, and somewhat A&T, but mostly NC State. So serving in this role gets me a broader view of what's going on throughout the district and the state as well. And it's been fascinating. I love it because I not only get to see what's going on in Columbus County, because fortunately Columbus County is one of the counties I cover, but I get to see what's going on in Pamlico County. I get to see what's going on in Duplin County, Sampson County, Robinson County. And you know as well as I do, Rebecca, extension is sort of a different creature, right?
We are.
So we all are pushing toward the same goal, which are meeting needs, but we all do it differently. So, Bladen County, they've got the agribusiness expo. Pamlico County, they got a district-wide or 3 county-wide grain production meeting. There's just so many different avenues that these counties have taken to reach that goal. And it's always based on the needs of that particular county. So that's what makes us such a great organization. We're there to fit the needs of that county, be it Pamlico County, which has different needs than Columbus, and Duplin has different needs than Robinson. So just being able to see it at that level and how we're functioning.
That is pretty interesting, though, to be able to see all of that, bring together.
It is, and then you're talking 180 employees, right? And all of those employees are different. Rebecca, you're one of my greatest employees, right? I don't mind telling you that.
That's right. I am.
She is. We worked together for years.
We have.
But she's different than, Amanda that's in Duplin County. Doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It's just how these individuals operate. It makes it so fascinating. And to see the creativity of our district, the Southeast District, it's just simply amazing. and for me to be able to look at that, and 18 counties is a lot of counties. I mean, from where I stay, because I still stay in Columbus, when I leave home in the morning, I could go as far as 3.5 hours away from my home to visit a county.
So what is the biggest difference between being a CED, what you used to be, and being the district director now?
The biggest difference are the challenges that I often face. You know, as a CED, but I could face 1 or 2 challenges in terms of the county office, i.e. it could be something like just addressing small issues, maybe like coming in late or something like that, or dealing with clientele that may need some help in certain situations, which is fine. But at the district level, you're addressing major issues. I didn't really realize how major they were until I stepped in this role. And technically, you know, when you have issues dealing with counties that are great supporters, but they need help in a certain area, and the county maybe cannot help them in the area that they need a little, I don't want to say bigger, but a higher level help, if that makes sense. That's where I come in, and that's where I play the role as serving as that mediator between the university. And I've been fortunate and blessed. I have 18 great counties. I really do. And the partnerships with Extension in all of those counties is as solid as a rock. I couldn't ask for better county managers to work with. So, but those are the differences between the two. Just instead of, I like to term it like this, instead of looking at things at maybe a 500-foot level, now I'm looking at things at a 5,000-foot level. And we have to think district-wide, at least I do, instead of county-wide, and how we want to move our district forward. So,
right.
big challenge.
Yes, it is. It sounds that your hands are full at all times,
All the
but in a
time.
good way, in a good way. So with all this being said, you have got 28 years in. You're going to be close up to retirement. Are you planning to retire? Are you planning to, what's your plans for the next 5 years?
First of all, I got to check in with my wife, right? I mean, she's my biggest critic and my biggest supporter.
Yes.
To be honest with you, and I run things by her, and basically she's getting closer to retirement, but she's not as close as I am. I know for sure that I probably want to stick with Extension in this role for at least another 5 years, which would give me basically 34, 35 years. That's enough time doing anything. And we'll just see from there how I feel, and if I'm still feeling good, feeling like I'm making a difference, I probably will continue on. I will say this, even if I retire in 5 years from Extension, I'm not going home to sit down. I probably will still seek out some type of, what I would say, public life, meaning that I like a life of service, whether it's in Extension or whether it's doing something else. I still will probably be some type of public service, doing something, if it's nothing more than volunteering at my church or even coming back to serve on a committee with the local Cooperative Extension Service here. But that's what I'm looking at, is that next chapter. And as I said before, it goes by fast, Rebecca. And so me and my wife have talked about it. We'll just see when we get there in 5 years what the future holds. But like I said, 35 years, that's a long time.
That is a
Kids
long
are
time
basically
career.
grown. So my wife and I, we want to do some things and not have to attend all those meetings that I have to attend basically every week. So
I understand. Well, tell me one thing. So in our county, we have a lot of youth that, and you have quite a few degrees, and we have youth that, go to college, but they don't bring the work back here to Columbus County. What made you want to come back to Columbus County?
It's the love of this county. I wasn't born here. Actually, I was born in Fayetteville, but my mom and dad moved back to where my mom's from in Nakana shortly after I was born. So you could technically say I was born here, but I've been here my whole life. And I tell people all the time, I was raised on Columbus County soil, and I'll probably be buried in Columbus County soil, and that's the way I want it. I just love the people here. Doesn't mean we don't have our challenges in Columbus County, but by and large, this is a great county. You won't find more caring people than Columbus County. And when I took this job, it was under the condition that I could still live in Columbus County. That was one of the conditions I wanted, and I'm still here. And I have no intentions of leaving here. Doesn't mean when we retire we won't travel, but I'll still be living in Columbus County the rest of my life unless unless something happens.
Yeah.
I just love the county. Love
Sounds
the
like your
people.
heart is deeply rooted
It
here in
is
Columbus
here.
County.
It's right. It's deeply rooted right in
Yes.
Columbus County.
Well, Dalton, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. I still keep up with Columbus County. I see the videos, and I see what the agents are doing, and hopefully you'll have a long tenure here too as well. And but anything we can do to continue to help Columbus County, that's what we want to do.
Yes, thank you so much. And audience, thank you guys for tuning in today, and we will see you next time on Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension.